The library became a convention of Slytherin this month, and it wasn't a Harry Potter read-along. As Devonte Bailey reports, these snakes were real.
So you heard of snakes on the plane, and maybe even snakes on the train, but snakes in the library? Dr. Vanessa Lane, a professor here in the ABAC's Yao building, is going to give us the tale of her journey to ABAC.
So my official job title is Assistant Professor of Wildlife Ecology and Management here at ABAC, but I'm also a Certified Associate Wildlife Biologist through the Wildlife Society. And what that means is basically I am a wildlife biologist, which is a scientist. A lot of people are surprised that people who conduct wildlife research are actually scientists, but it's very math heavy, very English heavy, and we do conduct peer-reviewed, publishable work. Professionally, I actually don't work that much with reptiles. I actually don't have any peer-reviewed literature published about reptiles and amphibians. However, I am the state moderator for the state of Georgia for a website called herpmapper.org. And what's really fun about this is it's a citizen science project where anybody can take a photograph of a reptile or an amphibian, upload it to this website, identify it, and then it's cataloged in a worldwide database, which is then accessible to scientists and biologists to do research on those reptiles and amphibians. So basically, you guys as the general public end up being our eyes and ears for reptiles and amphibians, which can otherwise be very difficult for us to find. Today is, well, we're trying to promote the library here, as well as get people to kind of understand what weird things we do over in the wildlife program, and this is one of them. So learning how to react around animals that most people are not comfortable with is really important, and our students get that in our department, but it's really important that other people get that experience as well for their safety and for the safety of the animals. And I also teach ornithology. I teach forest recreation and ecotourism and several other courses as well. And then I also I advise the wildlife club here on campus, and we do a lot of stuff that isn't necessarily direct classwork teaching, but we go out and we have a good time. We do land management, we volunteer, and this club is open to anyone on campus. So you don't have to be in the wildlife program to be a member of this club. I encourage anyone who's got an interest in wildlife to come and join our club and at least check us out. Our first meeting will be this Thursday, and then we meet every other Thursday. Snakes really aren't scary. Most people, when they encounter a snake in the wild, the reason why there's a perception that the animal is scary or even dangerous is because they get startled. Because the snake is somewhere where they're not expecting it to be, or a snake, when it's scared, can move faster than you think. So that's one thing. I want people to understand that, these animals, for the most part, are really, they're benign. They're not going to hurt you. Secondly, if you do encounter a snake in a spot you don't want it to be, like your house or a porch, you have to treat it like a loaded gun. Some of these snakes, especially if you can't identify them, they can hurt you, but it's going to be in self-defense. So as long as you don't threaten that snake won't threaten you, and you can safely remove that snake, and we went over some methods of that today. And lastly, just to encourage the appreciation of animals that some people just may not have ever had experience with before. And in a controlled environment like this, with captive bred animals that are used to being handled, it's a nice, safe way to get people introduced to something that they may be afraid of.
I'm Devonte Bailey, reporting for Stallion TV.
Snakes in the Stacks was just one way Carleton Library is trying to generate more interest in books. This week, the library featured discussions about Georgia authors.